most of you. I was born to move. When I was 2, they threw me in the ocean. I splashed and started swimming. At 3, I heard some children playing, so I decided I would toddle up a big hill across a field so I could play with the kids at the nursery school. By the time I was 5, I ditched my training wheels, took off on my bike. Whoa, I had just discovered balance. I was always moving for the first 2 decades of my life. I was free, I was having fun, a triathlete. It didn't get any better than that. But unfortunately, I took my ability to move for granted. When I was 25, I was caring for my 2 small children, and I got the most tremendous back pain. I was high on Valium, painkillers, muscle relaxants. I would have taken anything they gave me to get rid of the pain. It slowly but surely disappeared, and I felt thoughtful and thankful that it was probably gone for good. But I was wrong. When I was 47, it came back with a vengeance. I was living alone, divorced, in New York City, and I joined something called the famous New York Road Runners Club. One of the things we did was 3 nights a week, we ran up a hill and walked down. Ran up the hill, walked down. You get the idea. After a while, I felt a little twinge in my back, and I felt discomfort. Then the discomfort turned to pain. It hurt so much I couldn't sleep. A warm bath didn't give me any relief. Sometimes I even had to crawl to the kitchen to get something to eat. What was I going to do? Was the life that I knew over, filled with hiking and traveling, no more? Who was I going to become? If I said I was distressed, I was absolutely depressed. I was scared, really scared. The way out of my pain was constant phone calls from my dad. Beth, you've got to come home to Boston. We've got the best doctors in Boston. Dad, I'm 47 years old. I can take care of myself. And by the way, please stop calling me unless you're going to support what I'm up to. He agreed to support me. So I started going to more doctors in New York. We had great doctors in New York. One thing that I learned was that my pain and suffering wasn't just up in my head. It actually had a name and a location. L5S1. And you know, I'm one of the 39% of the people in the United States that suffer from lower back pain. Who knew? I did finally meet a young doctor, and he asked me what I'd done so far. So I told him all the other doctors I'd been to had said I did not need surgery. Good news. And he then brought out a list of things. Have you tried physical therapy? Swimming? On and on and on. And I said no to all of them. He then said the most important words I've ever heard in my life. Beth, I want you to listen to your body and do what it tells you to do next. I saw a way out of my misery. He believed in me. He believed that I could make good choices. So I believed in myself. First of all, I tried physical therapy. Didn't do too much, so I put it on the back bench for a while. Swimming, I could barely do a few strokes. Then I met a chiropractor, and as I'm lying on my stomach on the table with my legs hanging she started moving them in such a way that things were opening up in my body. I actually was starting to feel relief. I got phone calls from people all across the country. Beth, what are you doing to heal yourself? I had to tell them I wasn't doing anything. I was putting my body in the position to heal itself. I next found a Chinese medical doctor who was an acupuncturist. He told me it was going to be a little uncomfortable. He was right about that. But it also made a huge difference in getting rid of the pain in my leg. I had taken charge of my life, and it felt great. I was using motion instead of medicine to take care of myself. The bad news had been that when all of this was going on, I was supposed to move from New York out to Arizona. I had no idea how I was going to pack, but during that time, a friend came over and packed up my entire apartment. And before you know it, pain and discomfort still around, I landed in Tucson, Arizona. And I've been very fortunate, or smart, to get a townhome right across the street from a pool. So I'm thinking, what can I do next? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll do water walking. No, not on the water, in the water. And I started off listening to march music in my head. Da-dum, da-da-da-dum, dum-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-dum, dum-dum. Be kind to your web-footed friends, for the duck may be somebody's mother. On it went, and I really felt good. By moving and having the lovely sunshine and mountains as a backdrop, I was able to bring more relief to my life. I really was proud of myself and knew I had the confidence that I could do something to help myself out. So, I want to tell you that walking is the most important thing you can do. The CDC says that we should walk at least 22 minutes a day. Well, I have to tell you, I might have started at that, but I'm up to 5 miles a day now. Sometimes I have to do 8 to 10 miles a day, in case life happens on a day that I don't quite fit in my 5 miles. It feels so good to be out walking. The first thing I do is I get up in the morning, just like I did when I was doing my water walking. I go outside and I do at least 30 minutes. Just like I did when I was doing the water walking, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. And I do it without fail. It's kind of like another healthy habit, right? We poop, we brush our teeth, we go outside. It's pretty easy. That's my big 3. And I just want to let you know that even if you're not walking or can't walk like I couldn't do, it's all right. Just go and do what you can do. If you can get from the bedroom to the kitchen, great. Next week, go a couple times more. And the next week, a couple of times more. And before you know it, you're going to be out walking next to me. I know that walking early in the morning is the way to start your day. The CDC makes sure that we know that walking and daily physical exercise is the #1 way to get to good health. The #1 way, just walking. It's very simple. It's not hard, and it's really fun. If you're walking already, you might want to just slow down a little bit and invite a friend to come along with you. You can go get in a pool, you can go to the park, go for a walk in the woods, but make it fun. It can be fun. I know that you're never too old or too young to begin. Just start. The rest is easy.